Hey, Susan and Mark, if you will, we're out gathering stories. Y'all mind sharing a story with us? Sharing your story?
Okay. Back in May of 1991, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease. After years of being misdiagnosed, and they found a tumor right above my aorta of my heart, and we went home from Houston. We were in Houston when I was diagnosed, and went before the church and was prayed over, and went back and had the biopsy done and found out for sure it was Hodgkin's disease. And started the process. But it was a long mountain, and the wonderful part of it, we had small children at the time. My goal in life was to raise my children. I didn't want to die. And God blessed us, and now I'm enjoying my grandchildren. So my husband sat down with our children because they didn't quite understand. They were young. We had 2 girls and a boy, and he told them, go ahead, you tell them.
I told them that Mama had a mountain to climb, and it was going to be our responsibility to help push her up that mountain.
Amen.
And we went from a few radiation treatments that kind of just cooked her chest and everything, really humiliating process. You know, they just kind of take you down and draw marks all over you, and that didn't really shrink the tumor like the doctor wanted. So then we went into chemotherapy, and we went through a round of that, and then we went through a second round of that, and then the doctor says, we better quit this next round of chemotherapy. Bow back up here a second. We put her in the hospital for a real severe case of pneumonia. And really affected her lung from all the radiation, the chemo and everything. And then the oncologist says, you know what, this next round of chemotherapy is really severe on the lungs, so we just better stop. This stuff may kill you, let's just let it go like it is. Throughout the whole process though, back home at the church, the family was doing what the church family is supposed to do. They really ministered to us. And they would come to us, anything we can do for you. And I would take it as an opportunity. I need you to do this, this, and this. I went for about a month and a half, didn't have to cook at all.
Food was brought every day.
And
people would come and pick up our children and keep them for the weekend. Our daughter had a birthday right after I had had a surgery for it. And a good friend brought her to her house who had a swimming pool, invited all of her friends, provided the cake, everything, and gave her a beautiful birthday party. Another friend took them to a church camp for girls, Girls in Action, GA's camp, and kept them for a weekend. And just, we were ministered to like you wouldn't believe.
Part of that came from a life of ministry that we did to them earlier on during our membership at this particular church. It was First Baptist Church, Sulphur. And there was a few individuals that would take the lead and be ministers to people. I've found over the years it takes key people that want to do that, and then the other people will follow that. And unless you got that key person, you know, it doesn't just seem to gel and take off. And so anyway, she's an excellent singer, and she had, you know, sung all of the time before that. Well, the radiation kind of messed her up, and she couldn't sing. And it was about a year and a half later, actually, one of the results from the the radiation caused her skin around her heart to, something happened to it, and she was collecting fluid around her heart. And I got to learn about hearts about that time. The doctor actually put a needle in there, aspirate, pull out the fluid, and about 2 weeks later it comes up again. So he pulls it out again, and then about 3 weeks later she's off. She went to the doctor that day, and it was a Wednesday. She's off at choir practice that Wednesday night, and I get a phone call. I got home early, and the doctor says, have her at the hospital in the morning. The fluid had gotten so volume, it was closing her heart valve.
Wow.
Okay, so anyway, we go to Houston, and they actually go inside, Thor anyway, they collapse one lung, strip the skin from around her heart, fill that one back up with air, and come back in from the other side, collapse that lung, strip the rest of it, so she has what's called a pericardial stripping done. So anyway, when the doctors listen to her heart now, it's like, boom, boom, boom. Hey, something wrong with your heart? Yeah, I don't have the pericardium on it.
There you go.
So anyway, now
All
get back to
that
the
to
deal.
say.
To say, the day she got back up and sang one of those beautiful songs, it was like, yes, we made it to the top of the mountain.
Amen.
And to see our 3 kids still worship the Lord today, to get out of the church and go off on their own and start their own doing it, it's really a blessing. It's a reward through all the trials and tribulations early on to keep God first, thank Him in everything, no matter what it is, give Him thanks.
Amen.
And then the fruits come down along the way afterwards. So
That's awesome.
And to have that hope. I don't understand how people can not have that hope.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like a hope found in the people that believed in you too.
right,
You know?
right.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's been since 1991, and I'm still cancer-free.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank y'all for sharing that.
Thank
It really
you.
means a lot to us.
Good.
It really means a lot.
Good. So do y'all pretty